Hello and good morning. My name is Jonathan Arias, attorney with the Onyx Group, and today I wanted to talk about the three mistakes that I see landlords making constantly that cost them money. The three mistakes that I see landlords constantly make that cost them money. Number one, putting the fees that the tenant owes you on the 3-day notice. Okay, so there are late fees associated with late rent, and so oftentimes it's written in the standard FAR lease after the 5th. There's a late fee that's due. If you put that amount on the 3-day notice, then it's going to come back to bite you. It's done improperly, and it will come back to bite you. The only thing that should be on the 3-day notice is rent. Now, caveat, if on that lease it says that all fees are additional rent, then you can put them on the 3-day notice. However, standard FAR lease does not say that. So that leads us to mistake number two. Number two, not writing your own lease is the other mistake that I see that costs landlords money. Because if you don't write your own lease, then you don't have clauses like the one I mentioned before about fees being additional rent. By the way, you mess up on a 3-day notice and you get all the way to court, the judge is going to say, hey, there's an issue with this 3-day notice. If the landlord brings it up, then you have to start all the way from the beginning because the lawsuit is based on your 3-day notice, and your 3-day notice is improper. So, number two, write your own lease. Include things in there like what you want to see. Don't just rely on the standard lease that you can get from a realtor, because that thing in there might not have everything that's important for you, and it could cost you money. And number three, landlords take things personally. All right? You know why? Because, man, this tenant isn't paying me my money. My kids eat off of that money. My kids can't buy shoes. They have holes in their shoes because this person isn't paying me this money. I want to take my wife out to a nice restaurant, and I can't do that because they owe me money. And you know what? I looked on their social media, and they're up at that restaurant, the same one I wanted to go to. Ah! And the landlord gets emotional. They take things personally. And that's fine. You can take things personally when you're at home and you're talking to your homeboys, your homegirls, your wife. That's fine. However, when you get to court, it's not personal. So what the judge is looking for is your evidence. So go to court with your evidence. Hey, Your Honor, the lease says they're supposed to pay on this date. I have receipts for this month. There's no receipts for this month because they haven't paid. Or if it's a lawsuit for noncompliance, look, here goes the noncompliance. I took pictures of it. Here are the notices I gave them. Told them, hey, this is not in compliance. They didn't comply. That's what it is. The judge does not want to hear what they did to you and how much you hate them and all that. The judge just cares about the evidence. So don't get emotional. The three things that landlords do that cost them money. Number one, they put fees on the 3-day notices. Number two, they don't write their own leases. Number three, they take things personally. We can help with all three of those things here at the Onyx Group. So if you don't want to go it alone, I would love to hear about any issues you're having with your property and be of assistance. Again, I'm Jonathan Arias with the Onyx Group, landlord attorney. Thank you very much for your time and your attention.